Hello.
How's everybody doing?
I love that you guys are already chatting with us in the chat.
Jeff, you were on it.
Jeff, Blue Mist Cabins. Sorry.
Who else is here? Let's say hello.
Say hi to us. Let us know. Thanks, Jeff. Let us know if you can hear us, see us. Let us know where you're coming in from. And let us know, what is your biggest 2026 business challenge with your short-term rentals?
Yes.
What is your biggest 2026 challenge with your short-term rentals? Let us know. Hi, my playlist. Hi, Melody Guy. Tanya.
Oregon.
Hello.
Kansas City. And Jeff, we see your question, and Blue Mist, we see yours too. We're just going to welcome everybody in first before we kick off. Las Cruces.
Hi, googly eyes.
That's funny. Googly eyes.
Okay. Ooh, so deciding to sell or keep
it.
Why would you sell, Jeff?
Yeah.
Let us know why you would sell.
Yeah.
Hi, Knockout.
Blue Mist. Okay. Tennessee. Caribbean. Knockout. I like that.
Tanya just opened her Airbnb 2 weeks ago. Her biggest challenge is price. I joined your bootcamp.
Good.
Oh, awesome.
Good.
Tanya, let us know if you're VIP too. Would love to know.
Tony or Tanya?
My playlist can only do MTR. Okay.
Where is, I can only do MTR. My playlist, sometimes I'm going to share this. I would consider that. I want you to have the mindset of that as an absolute win because you stayed focused in your lane. Sometimes when we have too many options, like, into short-term rental, mid-term rental, long-term rental, I love that, you can only do MTR and that's what works. So you can excel and be the best at that.
Ooh, Tony, thanks. Sorry. I mixed your Tony and Airbnb and I have Tanya. So Tony, hello, Tony.
Not earning yet what we had hoped for. Jeff, I'm just here to tell you, I saw in your question that you're not pricing with the market during holidays. And so
he thinks he is.
You don't think so. I'm wondering if you're leaving money on the table that would get you to what you, and when you say hoped, everyone, this word, and we use it, we want to make sure that we're using it the right way. Hoped. We are not hoping here. We are forecasting, and we are forecasting on data. And Jeff, I know what you're probably saying. This is not what we had planned for. I hope that's what it is. I just used the word hope, no pun intended there. But I'd like to know what you had forecasted your property earning and what it's currently earning. If you could share that spread with us, that's really helpful. And this is for all of you out there that hopefully are coming to our boot camp. We are going to get real about the numbers of your business. And I want all of you to get really excited about it because math has no feelings. It is neutral. Trust me, it'll make you feel a lot of ways, but truly the data is neutral. And I actually, even what we're going to talk about today about your listing is neutral. And we're going to show you how the data is letting you know what levers you need to pull with pricing. Okay. So I just want to share that. Everyone should have that forecasted amount of money they want to bring in with their short-term rentals. I want to know, Jeff, if the forecast, what that was based on and how far that spread is, and if we can get you there.
And Jeff, I can tell you that our revenue manager, Colleen, was looking at your question too. And she was like, because here's the thing. So what Jeff asked you guys, let me actually see if I can, Ramona, can you bring it up on the screen? I think it's good to talk about this. We're going to get to the slides. We're going to get to today's education. But I want to say a couple things while Ramona's bringing that question up from Jeff from before we even went live. Ramona's on our team too, and she's helping us. First of all, we have a boot camp, and the welcome party is tomorrow. And then trainings start this Friday into next week. Okay, so you're not too late to join the boot camp. If pricing is a problem for you, if making money is a problem for you, if projecting is a problem for you, if your Airbnb is not making what you thought it would, if you want to get started on the right foot, if you want more bookings, this is the boot camp for you. And so I'm just going to share with you, going live here on YouTube to answer your questions so we can get your booties in boot camp so we can help you do that this year. Because Jeff asked you great questions. He said, after researching the market, Ramona, can you put his initial question up? My wife came to the bootcamp. She couldn't attend live because of work, but she watched every video and walked through the ideas and built them into our strategy. Okay. And then he said, here we go. After researching the market, we lowered our holiday maximums to better match local competitors. If you have time to review our listing, do you have any suggestions to help us build trust? But he mentioned that he felt that Price Labs was very high holiday rates. And what everyone needs to understand is Price Labs, all it's doing is reading the data. Now, depending on who you told Price Labs your competitor was, were, are, whatever that word is, that might, give you some data that is inaccurate. So if you've built your comp list incorrectly, which we are going to go over in bootcamp how to do that correctly, that could maybe skew you. But other than that, Price Labs is not coming up with arbitrary numbers and pricing you too high. It is pricing you to the market. What likely happened, Jeff, and this is from our revenue manager, Colleen, who was talking about you to us, is that you probably didn't hold out long enough. All right. And we see this, you guys, we work with hosts every single day. We are in their Price Labs. We are in their market. We are in their business. And we, time and time again, find them leaving money on the table. Okay. Time and time again, these are hosts who thought they knew their numbers. And we'll show you some reviews and testimonials we received from these clients, because it's not just us saying that, like, we know this to be true.
And I know there's some, before we dig into, I know there was someone saying that she didn't get any bookings in April. That's where we want to turn to the data. What is the data informing us about our listing? Okay. Definitely want to do that.
And let's talk about Blue Mist Cabins real quick too in it before we get started. She says, if we're not using pricing software, so she's manually adjusting rates, can we still utilize your strategies, or do you really need to have revenue management software in place? Okay, let me be honest. You don't need it. Vacation rentals have been around for a really long time. And before software existed, there were revenue managers who were doing this manually. But I'll tell you this, you will be behind. Your competitors are going to swallow you whole because they will get the information from their market much faster than you will.
Yeah, Blue Mist, we would be doing you a disservice to say that manually adjusting your rates is a good use of your time, energy, or efforts in your business. And I think coming to the boot camp for you would be a wise investment to just be aware of how the revenue management tools would help you. And of course you would learn, you would definitely learn. And one of the most important lessons that you would learn is how those softwares would help you. So it would increase your trust and your need in using a third-party dynamic pricing software.
There is a QR code on the top corner of our screen. I don't want to tell if it's left or right because I am backwards and I will get it wrong. But that QR code will take you to our bootcamp. You guys, it is $49 investment. And if you upgrade a VIP, which I think all of you should, it's $149. I mean, if you attend one of the trainings that we're doing, of the 4, 5, 6, 7, depending on if you're VIP, you are going to get that ROI back 10, 20 fold. And I say that with so much confidence. So please, if you haven't grabbed your ticket, even if you've gone before, come again, attend live, right? Your short-term rental business really depends on you understanding your numbers. And that's what we help you do. Okay. But let's get started, unless you wanted to cover something.
There's a couple of other things. Alex, we see your question. We will talk about holding out at the end of this. We want to make sure we get what we had planned for you, but I want to talk about that. Fall Girl, please, I want you to maybe rethink about the usage of Price Labs. Okay. They do understand your market. We might just need to work on that a little bit more, but I'm glad you use us for pricing tips, but we want to make sure you have all the data. The next thing too is, I know Patty, no bookings, you want to ask us about what we think about it. Here's why the data is so important. Patty, we could absolutely share, maybe some of our thoughts about it, but we want to know what the potential traveler is thinking of how they are reacting to your listing. And that is what the data can tell you. And so, of course, Sarah and I can look at it, but those are two people. We want you to look at how the people that are actually traveling to your market, what they are saying, how they are evaluating your property by the data. It's very important that you become aware of that because they are the ones that are going to be paying to stay at your property. So that data is available to you, which you should be really, really excited about, Patty.
All right, let's dive into today's training, but keep the questions coming. Our revenue manager is in the chat. She is an expert at managing short-term rentals, managing pricing. So she'll at least either answer them for you, ask you more questions to give you a better answer, or save them to the end so we can answer them here. Annette and I can tackle them here live with you. But let's dig into what we prepared for you today and why guests don't trust your Airbnb listing, even if it looks nice. Okay. Because the TFE community, you guys have incredible properties. They are beautiful. And some of you are still not making the money that you should be. And we want to help you change that.
So what you think the problem is Airbnb overall is slow right now, or your market is saturated, or that algorithm has changed, or your place is nice. So why isn't it booking?
Tell us in the chat, which one of these resonates with you? And if none of them resonate with you, say none. But which one of these resonates with you? We would love to know what's going on in your brain right now, what you think the problem is. I'll leave this up just for a moment so you guys can. Airbnb is slow right now. The market is oversaturated. The algorithm has changed.
Number 4.
My place is nice. So why isn't you just don't know if you choose number 4. All of the above, says Blue Mist Cabins.
Cool.
Okay.
All of them, all of the above.
Okay,
cool. So we want to introduce you to 3 common types of hosts, and we want to know if you see any of them reflected in yourself. So number 1, this is host Annie we want to introduce you to. Her guests are happy. She gets 5 stars, and so she doesn't want to mess with what she thinks is working. We're going to share, she's a hobby host and isn't tracking performance closely or even at all. And yes, when we say tracking performance, we are stating spreadsheets with data and statistics with the numbers. She has pricing software, but rarely touches it. And she relies on her gut, her memory, or past experience when it comes to pricing. And if she's being honest, she doesn't really think of her short-term rental as a business.
Let that sink in.
As a business, this is a business.
All right.
And over time, this is the consequence. So if any of you see yourself in Annie, over time, she's leaving money on the table. And it's not because she doesn't care deeply about her property or her guests, but because without tracking the data or treating it like a business, her good intentions quietly cost her revenue. Okay? We want to make sure that you're not host Annie.
Now we've got host Bob. All right. His property is special and he prices it based on what he thinks it should be worth. We like to call him lovingly overconfident Bob, and he believes he's the exception to every rule. He refuses to use pricing tools because his place is simply too unique to compare, and he keeps his nightly rate high year round, even when demand drops, because his place is worth it. He doesn't think he has comps because no one else has his view or the details that he's put into his property. And he ignores data, and instead he trusts his gut, believing the right guest will eventually pay top dollar, even if the calendar stays empty. The consequence of this mindset that Bob has is that occupancy stays low, but Bob blames the market. He misses booking windows because his pricing is unrealistic. Revenue suffers even when demand is high. His ego blocks him from the clarity that comes with using data.
And then we have host Carla. She knows exactly what's working and why. She tracks her numbers. She has a plan, and she's building a business that gives her freedom financially and with her time. So she makes data-backed decisions, and those decisions might be continuing to raise her rates, hopefully. Her listings are built to get clicks and bookings, and clicks is something very important that we're going to go over during boot camp so you understand your clicks and your bookings. And her business runs with intentional strategy. She knows what to adjust, when to adjust it, and why, and she's not leaving money on the table or panic pricing. We want to eradicate panic pricing from all hosts. So which one of these hosts do you identify with most right now? Are you host A, host B, or host C? Annie, Bob, or Carla? Let us know in the chat where you're falling. We'd love to know.
Host A is a hobby host. She doesn't really track her metrics at all. She goes off of gut a lot. She loves her property, but she's just kind of not treating it like the business it is. Or your host B, where you're so confident about your property, you think you're super unique and you don't trust pricing software because you think it's wrong and that you know better.
Mm-hmm.
Or host C, who knows the importance of data and strategy and consistently tracking numbers and reading it. Who do you think? And you could be a combination of two, you could be a combination of three, but we're really curious who's with us today. Mm-hmm. Are you a host A, host B, or host C? Let us know. Thanks, Googly Ass, for being the first. Okay, yeah. we got a Bob in the house.
Jeff, we're closer to C, but have a little Bob in us. Ooh,
a little. Yeah. I like that, Jeff. Okay,
yeah, that's truth. I like and I like that. A and B. Airbnb is slow right now. And what I love, you guys, all of these statements, everything that we're seeing from Airbnb is slow right now to maybe A and B. This is all in the data. It is all available to you. It's available to you to see if truly your market is slow right now comparatively to the year prior, the month prior. This is all data that we have access to. And yes, you can even, Jeff, if you have C and B, we can tell you it in your pricing if there's times that you're overconfident. I'm actually going to say you're not overconfident because you weren't maximizing your price on the holidays there. Also, everyone, there are some really good questions in the chat. We are definitely going to get to them because there are tens of thousands of dollars in the questions that you're asking. And so we're going to get to those. The difference between the hosts isn't effort, everyone. It's a strategy.
Yeah, all of you, whether you identify as A or B or C, you all are putting effort in, right? You all care so much. That's what we've learned about hosts, especially the hosts and the Thanks for Visiting community. You guys all care. It's not about you not caring. It's just about you having a strategy that works.
Yeah, it's not about working any harder. You all working very hard. So, I didn't even know that was a slide, and I said it.
These slides are really built from our
all
hearts.
Three hosts are working hard, and we know that it's really hard work. And only one understands how strategy connects to the booking journey.
And which one do we think that is?
See,
it's definitely our girl host Carla. Okay.
Yeah. Got it. So here is the uncomfortable truth that we are willing to share. Your listing isn't getting booked because guests don't trust it.
Let that sink in.
And get excited because it can only go up from here, right? Seriously. So this is what we get to work on together. And trust happens before the booking. You better believe it. It happens within seconds.
Think about when you're on Instagram and you're just kind of doom scrolling and when you actually stop and listen to someone who's talking. Think about that when your potential guest is scrolling Airbnb. What gets them to stop that scroll? And then what happens between them stopping the scroll, actually clicking on a listing, seeing the listing, and then deciding this is what I want for my trip? And that is exactly what we talk about during boot camp. Because you guys, it is more complex than just putting it on Airbnb.
Googly Eyes says, great. Something else for me to worry about. Actually, and you know what?
I feel you, Googly Eyes.
This is where our guests finds us. And really quick, this is just, I want to share with everybody that's here. Sarah and I would love, you don't understand. We want to see you in boot camp. We would actually seeing you in VIP. We get to see your faces. We get to see who's behind Googly Eyes, who's behind Meaningful Miles, who's behind Melody. If you guys are even on the fence about joining bootcamp, please join bootcamp, join VIP, because it's an opportunity to take this virtual, what we've been doing on YouTube, and make it personal. You're going to be in the room, especially if you join VIP, you can be in the room with other hosts and see their faces, hear their questions, get the response, and sneak peek behind price labs of every host that's willing to share their price labs with us. So we can give them advice on it and mentor them and coach them. So listen, if you are have a part of the channel at all, we would love to see you there. So QR code We want to do this with you every day next week, and we want to see you and meet you.
And Melody Guy asked if our bootcamp will be different than the last one. It is a little different. So this time, Melody Guy, we've changed up some of the education slides, and we've added different support. So we'll teach you the strategies day 1 through 4. And then for about a little under 2 weeks after that, we're going to support you more. Okay. So we've got what we call pricing clinics. They're only available to the VIP, but this is more opportunity for us to go behind the scenes into VIP's price labs and show you how we make decisions with pricing and how we help our clients make on average an extra 10K in the first 6 months they work with us if they end up being in our coaching program. But you could take, anything that you learn during those pricing clinics during boot camp, I think someone left us a testimonial. I think we're actually going to share it a little bit later. It's like an 18,000 ROI on her boot camp investment. So you guys, you need to be there for sure, especially if you still feel shaky about your pricing. Because here's what makes guests trust us, okay? This listing will match my expectation. You better believe everything plays into this, not just pricing, all right? So when guest trust is high, clicks and bookings go up. It's easy. It is easy to get your listing booked. When trust is low, though, they bounce, okay? We call that like bounce rate. Like, what is your bounce rate of your listing? And why are they bouncing? It's figuring out that why, which is what we talk about actually in training 3 of bootcamp next week. Their trust is low. And so we've got to figure that out and nip it in the bud.
So here is the nice listing trap.
We'd all agree this is a nice listing. You see that picture? That's cool. Beautiful, right?
Yeah, like I want to stay there.
But even listings like that can under earn. Okay.
Nice doesn't automatically equal trustworthy. And guests don't reward effort. They want clarity, consistency, and confidence. And so does Airbnb.
Yes.
All right. We'll talk more about that. And trust starts with photos. Professional photos, hear us out. They are non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
Listings with high quality photos receive 20% more bookings. In 2026, this is a non-negotiable.
You guys, listings with high quality photos receive 20% more bookings. This is a stat that has been backed by Airbnb and by Price Labs. Okay. So if you have been hosting for a while, and I found myself in this trap, you get busy and you forget that you added this amenity and you used your iPhone to take that photo, or you changed your curtains out, or I don't know, the last time you got photos was 2018. They are now outdated. Okay. And so there are new listings that are coming up with new photos, and you've got to compete with those other listings.
This is part of your marketing budget.
Yes.
They are the very first thing that guests notice. And if your photos confuse potential guests, they assume the stay will too, because that's their first interaction with you. If they're confused there, they fear that it's going to continue on.
And what we see is that hosts are so close to their property. Their property means so much to them that they think their photos are high quality. They think their photos are clear.
And, we just did an audit yesterday of one of our strategic hosts, and they had professional photos done, and this photographer just didn't hit the mark. They were dark, something was off with them. And she knew right away, she's reinvesting. Yes, she's going to do some of the touch-ups, but that's how important these photos are. She had used someone new, not her normal rock steady. And, she didn't get what she needs to perform in her market.
And the minute we shared her listing with our coaching group, brrr, in the chat, everyone was like, oh my gosh, that's so dark. Or, oh my gosh, this patio looked like, it did not look inviting at all. And she knew it, but it's like, you need to hear it from people who actually, we have nothing to lose or gain by being honest with her, right? So you need to find your truth-telling friend to look at your marketing asset, i.e. your listing, and give you some honest feedback.
Here's what low photo trust cause. When the photos don't build trust, the guests will just bounce within seconds. You're going to get fewer clicks. You're going to miss bookings and less money.
Yeah. And Airbnb reads that. They serve you up first page impressions. Maybe you get a click. Maybe you don't. And maybe the clicks that you're getting are far less than your competitors. The algorithm reads that and they start to bury you. This is when you start losing. Okay.
Mhm.
Your pricing doesn't even have an opportunity to come into play.
Mhm. Mhm. And persuasive titles can get potential guests to click.
So now we're moving on to titles. Okay.
Yep. We're doing photos. Now we're on to titles.
Persuasive titles can get, and the title is right here. I don't think you can see my cursor, but it's the top of the water park here. Okay. It says Disney's Doorstep, 3-bed, 2-bath, water slides.
Mhm. And the guests decide fast. And guests spend an average of just 10 seconds whether they should explore your listing a little further. The title, there's a title trust test. Say that 3 times. If your title is vague, guests, they feel nothing, they have no emotion, no click, you have no chance. Your title must help them instantly answer, is this for me? Yes, it is. That's what you want them thinking.
Right. Immediately.
Mm-hmm. And your description is a trust builder. Some people just like fill this in flippantly, or they say, I'll get back to it later. But this description is where you really start to hammer home the trust.
It's so important. So we talked about photos, then we talked about title, then we talked about description. And we're going to get into this even more in boot camp. We're going to get even more nitty gritty on day 3 of boot camp. But we just want you to at least hear to know the importance of the architecture of your listing. Okay. If Airbnb built it, if Vrbo built it, it's all important. All right. So your description has one job, and that is to turn the click into confidence. Like, oh, heck yeah, I want this place. I'm going to go and secure it and book my stay. Okay. That is the description's job. We've got them intrigued with the photo. We've got them building trust with the headline, with the title. And now we're talking to our guest and we are telling them to book now because this is exactly what you've been waiting for.
And above the fold matters the most. Okay. Above the fold.
So it's everything up. See, do you guys see where it says show more in the picture on our slide? This should look familiar to you. It's on your Airbnb listing as well. And this is when you click show more, that pop-up comes out, and that's like the big listing description. Well, everything above that. So right here we have Solera Hideaway, a 2-bedroom wellness escape. And we can see like real quick what the amenities are that would make me excited to stay here. An infrared sauna, a steam sauna, a gas fire pit and fireplace. I got hammock, cold. Oh my gosh.
Also, just remember, everyone's shopping on mobile. I know sometimes as hosts, we get locked in of looking at our listing on our laptop or desktop if we're making changes. And most travelers are not looking that way. So you have very limited space above the fold. And so this is valuable digital real estate.
And I will tell you, a lot of smart hosts struggle with this section.
Yes.
Okay. They overthink it, or they don't think enough, or they, again, like, y'all be careful with ChatGPT. You have to train ChatGPT in order to get you the result that you want. And so remember, like, there is this, I tried it out. There's this like viral reel going around where, and I don't know if ChatGPT fixed it, but if you asked it to spell strawberry a month or 2 ago, it couldn't do it. Like, it would tell you there were only 2 R's in strawberry. And it's like, can you spell it out for me? And it would spell out the word strawberry with the 3 R's. And then the person would ask them again, okay, great. Can you now tell me how many R's are in strawberry? And it would say 2. You just got to be careful. All right. We cannot build our business on an untrained bot.
Okay. Who feels good about their photos and title? If anybody wants to drop their listing in too, who feels really confident with their photos and their title and their description? If you want to drop it in the chat for us, we can take a look at it.
So above the fold matters. You have limited space above the fold. We want you to use it wisely. Get people excited to learn more.
Oh, Jeff, you found us before you listed. Awesome. Well, this is where trust gets decided. Over 70%, like I said, Airbnb users browse on mobile. And we want to make sure that, is your title getting cut off? Double check that. Are the first 2 lines compelling? The word compelling. Sorry. No, you're good.
Everyone got that? So mobile is very important, and how it looks on mobile is very, very important.
Mm-hmm. Paulette, let's get a photo refresh. So show more. This is where confidence gets sealed from the guest.
So this is when you click that show more button, that pop-up comes out. If it is a huge wave of words that no guest is going to read because they don't have time for it, that's a problem for you. Okay. We got to get it so that all the TLDR people in the world can quickly get what they need when they need it.
And it's easy to consume. And visual organization. You want to make it quick. What's in each bedroom? What's in the main living area? Outdoor? And then just make it boom, boom, boom. They understand it. And make sure to use your hospitality voice. Somebody told us yesterday she thinks her show more had a little too much finger wagging in it. And you guys know what that means. Like, don't do this. Don't do this.
All caps.
No. You're like yelling at the guest or finger waving. Don't finger wave in your in your show more. I do love the finger wave.
Yes.
So good. You actually want people to stay at your house. And here's a hot tip for you. Make sure to use a call to action. And so tell the guest what to do. Heart our property and save it to your wish list. Book now to secure your dates. Like, tell them what to do. Give them a very specific call to action.
So we're going to go through. Remember, we introduced you to host A, B, and C, and some of you identified as host A or host B. We have some host C's, but you have a little B in you or A in you, right? So here's how the blissfully unaware hobby host Annie, we love her so much, approaches her listing elements, okay? She uploads unedited iPhone photos just to get listed. She's moving too fast, all right? She uses a vague generic title like Cozy Getaway Near Town. And she leaves listing copy blank, or she'll reuse like an MLS or real estate blurb, or she might put something in ChatGPT and not really think about how this is going to help translate into booking conversions and just put it up in her listing. The results there are missed bookings, okay? The algorithm is going to bury her. The listing doesn't earn trust or spark desire.
And here is how overconfident Bob approaches his listing elements. He hires a great photographer, but he doesn't guide the shoot. So you have to make sure that you have a shot list for them. The titles are overthought or coded for internal use. Maybe he uses, it's a flex loft or, an acronym that only him and his team would understand. And writes long rambling descriptions with no clear benefit to the guest. To just try to pack everything in. Here's the result. He does not get clicked because nothing stands out to the guest. Mm. And then this is how strategic host Carla approaches her listing elements. Leads with professional and lifestyle-driven photos tailored to her ideal guest. That's a very important thing. If you are pet-friendly and love dogs, let's throw some dogs in some of the photos. If you are family-friendly, let's do some lifestyle with the kids in the backyard. If you're couples, let's highlight that. The title emphasizes key amenities and guest outcomes. Use structured benefit-driven listing copy that answers real guest questions. The result is host C gets more bookings, more referrals, and more freedom. Ooh, okay. None of the photographers allowed you to be on site when you were there.
Jeff.
What?
There's no.
It's your property.
I'm not saying there's no way, like that you're lying.
That is interesting.
That's the most bizarre collection of photographers than I've ever heard of. Jeff, where is your market again? Did he tell us where his market is?
I don't think he did. I don't remember that, but wow, that is interesting.
Yeah, Jeff, that's wild. Okay.
Interesting.
Here is the twist. Even if your listing looks great, even if your listing description is compelling, you can still struggle to book. Googly eye was like, great, something else to worry about. I get it, right? It's frustrating.
Because trust isn't only visual. Trust is also financial. So true. And pricing is the constraint when your listing says premium, but your price says cheap.
Why is that, do you think, everyone? Mm-hmm. Why do we think we're losing trust when our listing says premium, but then we are erased the bottom? We don't trust Price Labs. We don't trust the data, and we're panic pricing and dropping our rates. Mm-hmm. Why do we think that would be true? I'll give you just a few moments to answer that. Because I think this is where I would say 75% of the hosts that we coach really struggle with this, because they just want to get the booking at all costs. And they wonder why they have it priced bottom of the barrel and they're still not getting bookings. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to trust us when we say, you don't need the price to be like this low. Like everyone else in your market, your comps are charging appropriately. Cheap purpose means in the hood. I mean, maybe that could be something they might think about, right? Like it's such a beautiful home, but the price is so low because location is not good. That's probably true. cheap, there is a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Luminera, yeah. And it just is inconsistent. When the property is that beautiful and the price is lower than everyone else's, it just makes someone think like, why?
Yeah,
right?
It's like, this is too good. It sounds too good to be true. It's too good to be true feeling. Yeah, price doesn't match the swings. Not a good exchange of value.
Right, Lindsay.
Or your listing says simple, but your price says luxury.
So this first one is kind of like host Annie, right? Her listing might say premium, but her price is cheap. And then Bob's over here, maybe his listing is so simple, but his price says luxury. Like we're just not being consistent with our mindset.
Ooh, this is you guys, please stay on until we're done with our slides. I have so many things to say. Like Tibor right now, not sure what type of listing I have. This is really juicy data that's available to you inside Price Labs. And we go over this with so many different hosts inside the boot camp, especially VIP, to look at what you should be charging with your comp set. This is really, really exciting stuff. And all of you should know where you fall in your market. This mismatch creates doubt. And doubt kills your bookings. Well, that's an aggressive word.
It's true, though.
I know. Pricing is a trust signal, and it's not just a number. I really want you guys to take that in. Pricing is a trust signal, not just a number. Guests use price to judge risk. Too low, what's wrong with it? Too high, not worth it. Misaligned, this won't match the photos. And you better believe we won't get into it today, but your reviews, it's like this figure eight. It all works together. Your photos, your title, your description, they get to the price, then they start looking at the reviews. If the reviews are awesome, then the price is easy to swallow. It's all, you guys, it's all working in this continuous figure eight. It's all working together, and you've got to make sure that it's flowing. And pricing isn't just math. Pricing is positioning.
You guys understand that? Ask a question if you don't. But pricing isn't just math. I don't know how else to say that. It's not just the number that you pick for that night. It's how you position it, and that has everything to do with your listing. The photos, the title, the above the fold, the description, everything.
Cool. And this is why most hosts stay stuck. You don't know which listing element is holding you back. That is what we're going to uncover in the boot camp. We're going to show you how to read your data so you know what element of your listing is holding you back. We don't want you changing random things, and you call that optimizing. We want the data to help you make changes. But here is the real optimization. Everyone, please write this down. We need to track, adjust, test, repeat. And this is the freedom. This is like the freedom formula. Once you start tracking, then you can adjust accordingly, test it, repeat. And if we are not tracking the data, that's step one. Can you guys put track in the chat? Like, do you guys have a spreadsheet, something you're tracking the data on? Put track if you're tracking, please. I want to know who's tracking. If Sarah and I wanted to jump on a Zoom with you after this call and look at your data and help you uncover what the problem is, who would be ready for that? You heavily track. Oh yeah, you're the data person. But Erin, are you using Price Labs? Because I was concerned that you're doing everything manual. You would love looking at that data, Erin. Track. My wife is pretty meticulous. That's right. Especially after our boot camp. I hope. Oh, by the way, if you do not track, I'm going to throw this in there. During our boot camp, we have some bonuses that we give away towards the end because we want to make sure that you do the work initially. But I'm telling you, we are going to give away some spreadsheets, everybody. You can use forever in your business to help you track. And just getting into boot camp alone, those spreadsheets are worth it. So if you don't have a way of tracking, or you don't even know where to start, we have some spreadsheets that we will be giving away as a gift at the end for you to start tracking. We have seen people, this has changed their business just the tracking alone. Okay. So I will let you know that that is something else that is part of the boot camp, that you can start tracking this and start using them forever in your business.
Tony, I like to put the CTA in the above the fold section. That's where I like to put my CTA.
Yep.
Okay, so our goal at Thanks for Visiting is to empower hosts to be like host C, host Carla. Price intentionally. Let the data, not emotion, lead your decisions, and follow a simple pricing plan. It doesn't have to be convoluted. It doesn't have to be complicated. So you don't feel overwhelmed by all the moving parts, googly eyes, right? There are a lot of moving parts. We don't want to sugarcoat it. You all got into a business where your brick and mortar is the house, and not enough hosts are investing in the operations of their business, into understanding the marketing and understanding the financials, and understanding the operations day to day. So use a simple system to track, adjust, test, and repeat, like Annette said a little while ago. So I hope all of that we went over today, for you to really understand your pricing has to be in line, but remember, your listing has to be intentional. It has to be strategic. All right. And once you set your listing, we can't set it and forget it, because the wave of travelers, they're seasonal, right? The travelers who travel in the summer with their family are different than the travelers who travel in the fall or winter, right? You all have your different markets, your different season, and your different bookers. So if you don't have a strategic pricing plan and you want a strong booking funnel and you want to get more bookings in 2026, it is a no-brainer to join our Priced and Profitable Bootcamp, okay? And it starts tomorrow.
Come on.
Come on over.
It's the welcome party. Let's party together.
Yes. And actually, team, if you guys would also drop the link in the comments. I know the QR code will take you there if you happen to be watching on your TV right now. But if you're on your phone, the QR code may not work for you, obviously. So team, if you could drop in the comments the link to purchase their bootcamp ticket, that would be great, because you guys, it's a no-brainer. You need to be there.
And what we're going to do right now, we're going to stay on. There's so many of you lovely folks here. Here's what we're going to do really quick. Sarah and I are going to go through. There's some questions here. We're going to cherry pick them and go over some, because what I want you guys to get a feeling for too is inside VIP of Bootcamp, we will be taking your questions and we will be answering them. Okay. It is our desire that after Bootcamp, you have a huge shift and you are dialed in and making major progress in your business. Okay. So we're going to scroll through. If you have any questions, drop them here for us. If you have any questions about Bootcamp, our team is on, but we're going to answer some of your questions here.
Before we get into that, I do want to finish just the information about the bootcamp. You're good. General admission, you guys, is $49 or $149 total to be in VIP, like Annette was sharing. You guys, this is a business. This should be a write-off for you. It's education. And the ROI on this investment is so tiny. Mm-hmm. So if any of you are on the fence, I really don't know why. And I'm saying that with so much love. We know that we can get you more bookings and a stronger strategy if you show up to bootcamp.
The first one, you know what we're going to do? What we're going to do right now, during the VIP calls, I'm going to hold my thoughts, Sarah, sorry. We will go deeper into your pricing strategy. You can screen share your price labs. You can screen share. We will identify some cash in your calendar, in your pricing for this.
And I do want to share some results from past boot campers. And some boot campers, they do come to more than one boot camp, because I don't know about you guys. Sometimes I have to read a book twice. I have to read a chapter twice. I have to write a statement down and go over it every day. It's on my mirror because I need some time for things to sink in. So if you've attended boot camp before and you feel like you still need to go back to those foundations and continue to strengthen it, come back. It's $49. It's $149, right? So Mary here said that she held steady with her pricing in Price Labs for a long weekend in August, even though she was crapping it and she wanted to cancel Price Labs because I could not believe someone would pay that what they had. This is for you, Jeff. Okay. And she just got her highest ADR ever at $451 per night. Okay. These are the wins that we consistently get for our bootcamp attendees. Or Jen, who says she's so happy she signed up for this bootcamp She is an Airbnb ambassador and she's a co-host, which means she manages for other people. And she was curious how much info she would get out of this bootcamp that she didn't already know. And the answer, she says, is so much more and then some. This bootcamp is a no-brainer. I really hope that we have tickets flying in right now because you all need to be there. The welcome party is tomorrow. Trainings start next week though. Okay. So you've still got some time. You haven't missed anything yet. And last but not least, we have a testimonial here from Caroline. So she's in the UK. If anyone here is not in the States, you're in the UK wondering, or in Mexico or Canada and wondering if our pricing strategy, if our booking strategy can work for you, it can. Okay. So she's had an 11% increase in her revenue. And she's only needed to increase her occupancy by 1% while still having an 11% increase in revenue, which means she was leaving money on the table from the bookings she's already getting. Okay. Her ADR had an 18% increase. And if you don't know what RevPan is, you definitely need to be a bootcamp, but she increased that by 19%.
And this is what's going to go down. I know someone was asking, yes, bootcamp is hosted directly by Sarah and myself. You will see us side by side like this, day in, day out. Tomorrow we have a welcome party that we would love to see you at. And then training actually starts next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We are here live with you. Training 1, know your 5 simple money-making numbers. And I'm going to get very direct with everyone right now. The numbers that Sarah just went over, if you do not know your ADR, if you do not know your occupancy, if you do not know your booking window and your RevPan, you need to be in bootcamp. If you do not know those numbers, then you are not running a business and you will not be profitable. I cannot state it any more clearly for you. And we care so much that we have to know those numbers. If we don't know those numbers, we can't even know the foundation of where you're starting. Okay. You guys have all invested so much in your properties, so much in buying the property, so much of your time, saving up for the property, designing the property, building the furniture in the property, all of it. And then you've invested nothing in yourself to run the business. Training 2, price like a pro. You have to be pricing your property like a professional revenue manager, and you can. Training 3 is book solid blueprint. You will get better bookings, more bookings at better rates. And then training 4, we're going to take you from the property owner to wealth building. And then on Friday, I am going to do a mindset session with you because that's where we see the biggest block for everybody. And every single question that is being asked, there is a mindset lesson behind it. Okay. But we are going to be there for sure. We can't wait to hang out with you.
Yes. So I want to know in the chat, who is coming to boot camp already? I think, Tony, were you coming already? Or who's gotten their ticket? I want to know who I'm going to see there so I can get to know your names.
And then here's the other part too. I saw some people came to boot camp. I think maybe Jeff, it was you. If you guys did not come to VIP last time, please upgrade to VIP. It is an additional hour. We are coaching. We're looking at your price labs. You can ask, a specific question. Patty is coming to the boot camp, and so is Tony. Awesome.
Patty, me.
All right,
that Patty.
Let's see here. We're hosting it. Aaron Lenders, I have no other words but to join Price Labs. If you're a data analyst, you will absolutely, you guys, full transparency. We tell every host 1 property, 100 properties. If you want to make money, be a serious host, it's a must have. It is a must have. It's literally like today, I wouldn't tell anybody that wanted to start a business to try to start a business without a laptop. Like it's a tool that you need to run your business. We're that convicted in it.
And the reason why I like Price Labs, Aaron, is because it's the only thing they do. This is why I do not use pricing tools within the PMS system. So we are in PMS systems every day. And I love a lot of this. We know a lot of the CEOs and the founders of these companies. And I'm not saying that their pricing tools aren't helpful, but I'd rather be in a tool that important where that's all they focus on.
Yeah. I saw somebody said that they used Hospitable, like they were in and we do want to be very, very clear with you. That is the tool that we use. That is the one that we coach on. So someone said they were in boot camp and they use Hospitable. correct. You can still garner the strategy and learn. But again, we have to sit here and tell you our success and in short-term rentals, a foundational part of that is Price Labs. And so we just have to be very honest with you what we use. And if you're not using the tools that we use, it's hard for us to mirror the same kind of success.
Yeah. And I would say too, I think someone else here mentioned they only have one property. But we've got clients who only have one property and we're still finding them hundreds of dollars each month.
Yeah, I wish we could show the quote from, we had a host that she's been hosting for over a decade and she just had her best Q1 ever. And
Price Labs, you guys, first of all, if you show up to boot camp, we're going to give you a link where you can try Price Labs free for 30 days. So during boot camp, it would be free for you. But you guys, it's like $20 a month. Like, for you to see what the market did last year, for you to see the market's currently at, I mean, quick, you can upload all of your comps to it. We don't work for Price Labs, okay? So like, it's just a no-brainer to me, okay? It is the one app that makes you money.
The other, I saw here too of like, I'm not making any money. It's kind of like that chicken before the egg. It's like, well, this is the tool that will actually help you make more money. The other thing I want to say one thing that Sarah and I can offer to you right now that would pay for boot camp and VIP times 10. We want to give 10x the value. We saw someone reducing their maximum price. There are 2 errors there. Number 1, we want all of you, if you are on Price Labs right now, to remove your maximum price.
Well, you're giving them good stuff.
I'm giving them really good stuff.
Not even having to show up to boot camp.
Because they're going to pay for boot camp.
Okay.
Well, because you know what? This is a test. If I'm telling you this and you don't make a change, then you aren't willing to learn.
Then it's a mindset thing.
Right. So you guys, when I say I'm giving you, if I would go through right now our list of past clients and the tens of thousands of dollars that they have made by removing that one thing from their Price Labs account, I could be on this YouTube live all day long because I would just be calling up host after host after host and every dollar that they have earned because of that. So stop stopping yourself. We are our own worst enemies.
And yeah, Tony, because I know you're coming to boot camp and you're going to come more into our world. Yeah, we have to stop it with the only one property. How much money does that one property investment cost you?
And Tony, how hard did you work for that property?
How hard did you work for it? How much love do you put into it? One property is a big deal, everyone, and you should run it like the business it deserves to be run as.
And that's where also we need to see data because we see a lot of people that have one property, Tony, that make bottom line more money than people that have multiple properties because they're running it well.
Right.
And, one property, it could be $100,000 property. It could be a $10 million property. So we always need to make sure that we're talking things apples and apples. Good for you though, Tony. Awesome. All right. What else do we have here? There was someone asking about, googly eyes, consistent weekend bookings, but not very much weekday reservations. Again, that's where we want to look at our market. We want to see what's going on. And we have techniques for that. We have ways for you to draw in more weekday reservations. So join us in the boot camp. Sorry, go ahead.
Here, you just.
What else?
Any other questions we missed, team?
Yeah, our team is here. Hosting challenge, brand new property.
Cleaning fees. How does one determine that? Patty, that's all determined by 2 things, I think. And Colleen, let me know if I'm missing anything. Obviously your market. What do actual comps, and we're going to go over actual comps in the training because what hosts think a comp is and what an actual comp is, there's some disconnect there that we need to clarify for you. And then also, what is the going rate for a cleaner of that property size? And also getting aligned with that cleaner on expectations so that you guys are after the same goal.
Oh, Tony, setting the base price in boot camp. Yes. That's a great question. Yes, we will go over that. And especially VIP, we can dig in and see how we're getting that base price for you. Let's see. We didn't talk about PMS here. We were just talking about Price Labs, because PMS, we need to know more of your goals and before we just give out a blanket what PMS would be best for you. We don't want to.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. And now you look at the next question. So we are very, you guys, we used to do a lot of partnerships with brands in the short-term rental space. And we've really stopped because we've learned that depending on what your goals are as a host, it depends on what softwares that you need, and your tech stack is very different, but you all need Price Labs. Mm-hmm. If you want to use Beyond Pricing or Wheelhouse, those other dynamic pricing softwares, that's fine. That's fine. But we all need one property, a room in your home. We all need Price Labs. We all need, the software is so inexpensive and it helps you make money when you know how to use it, that it's a no-brainer for your business. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You guys, I just, Little Mountain Life, for instance, if you're not sure Price Labs is worth it, you guys, Sarah and I, we have been in this industry for over a decade. I honestly, like, if you can't take that piece of advice from us, let us save you time. Stop paying attention to us. I'm being so serious. If you're not going to listen to the one thing that we say every host needs, do yourself a favor. Because your time is more valuable than anything. And we are trying to save you time. This is really, let me be so convicted in this right now. We are trying to save you your most valuable thing, which is time, by giving you the right tool to help you. I really, really want to share that with you, because this is the numbers are what your business is based on. The numbers is what your business is based on. Okay.
In Little Mountain Life, you're doing well and you're doing it manually. You're still leaving money on the table. Mm-hmm. You absolutely are. And
you
actually,
don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
I love it. And then Patty, yes, you can use Price Labs for more than one property. Our property management company, I think we've got 110, 115 properties all in Price Labs. It makes it very easy to get our revenue management done each and every week.
Jeff, we thank you for that. So this, Jeff just said we've been an amazing resource for everyone, but here's the deal. We don't just want to be a resource for you. We want to be a catalyst in you making more money. Because that's what we see right now, is there's a lot of consuming of the content and not taking action. So please take action, buy a boot camp ticket, and do something for your business next week. Do something for your future. This isn't just about your business. This is about the future of your wealth building strategy. I don't know about you guys. We'll be very clear. Real estate is the wealth building strategy that Sarah and I have chosen to go really deep on. And so we just want to make sure that you will not get the results that you want from your property if you aren't willing to invest a little further in yourself than just purchasing the property and listing on Airbnb. So Jeff, we want to be an amazing resource for you, but we really do want to help you make more money, Jeff, too. I want to get you to that 4.5K. And I'd love to, Jeff, please upgrade to VIP. And we will make sure, I want to see you behind the scenes of your Price Labs and see if that's possible.
And Jeff mentioned, so Jeff has a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday.
That's right.
But you guys, if that's true for you too,
that's right.
We have a community. All right. And we have staffed that community with Annette, myself, our team will be in there answering questions. That's why we added on that extra support after next week. All right, Jeff. So what you could do, Jeff, is record your screen after you watch the training. You did the thing. Tell us if you have a question. Our team will jump in there and help you get your questions answered. All right. It's not as good as being live. I'm not going to lie to you, but it is better than you staying on the path you're on right now. Because if you're not reading the data in Price Labs, it's not about believing Price Labs. You guys, Price Labs isn't making stuff up. It is just reading, it is scraping data from hotels, from Airbnb, and from Vrbo. And Price Labs buys a lot of their data from Key Data, which Key Data has access to PMS's data as well. Okay. So this is not just made up. Price Labs doesn't make a commission off of your monthly revenue. It is a flat fee, which should make you feel even more comfortable in the data it is providing you. It is just Price Labs. I say this all the time. Price Labs is the car. You have to drive it. And Aaron, I think you would agree with me here. data and analyzing data is an art and a science.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we got to take that science, all the data that it's giving us, and then we do have to infuse what we know, but we can't let our minds get in the way of interpreting that data in a way that just coddles our fear. And I think that happens a lot with hosts.
So just by the way, for all of you that were on today, just buy the ticket. We have the welcome party tomorrow, so you can hang out with us again tomorrow.
Angie says, I'm really new. Where did it go? I'm still really new with my STR, and I want to make sure it makes sense for me to do VIP at this point. And let me address this. If you're here right now and you don't have a property yet, you're not live, this is probably too much for you. Okay. Well, I would say don't come. If you have at least one property and you are live, y'all, it's $149. What is your ADR? How much did you invest in that property? The thing with like, let's say did you go to college, Angie? Anyone go to college here? You go to college, you invest thousands of dollars before you actually go and you make money. Your listing's already live. Every day that you go forward with your property and your listing where you don't have a proven strategy, you are losing money and leaving money on the table. So Angie, I would say if you want to make money and if you want to treat your short-term rental business seriously, $149 investment is a no-brainer for you. Okay.
So a one-night stay. Yeah. Okay. College and grad school, y'all out here.
Y'all out here investing before you actually got a job.
Right. Yeah. We did it too.
You created your own job being a host, right? You need the pathway now.
Oh, BA in hospitality and tourism.
Nice.
Little Mountain Life. I know you take our advice to heart. I love that.
That means a lot.
Yes.
If we're getting a little passionate right now, it's because boot camp starts tomorrow and all of you need to be there.
And truthfully, I want to give you some mindset work that I do before I go to live events. Whenever I go to live events, especially if I'm flying, I always set my intentions. I do it on the plane ahead of time, but you can do this here. But one thing that's consistent, I used to do all these intentions, write a ton of things down, and then I've boiled it down to like one thing now. It's like, if I can just have one takeaway, I only need one takeaway to get the ROI. And that's how I just want to anchor you in the boot camp. You might be thinking, I don't have enough time. I'm not going to be able to do all of, like, that's okay. Can you? And I can promise you this, you will have that one takeaway that shifts your business. And that's what it's about, is like, what is the one thing I can learn that will shift my pricing strategy? And that's all you need to look for. Do not be overwhelmed. Do not think you do not have enough time. It's, what is the one thing? What is the one thing?
It's a great question, Patty. What's the difference between VIP and boot camp? Is it the same? Yes. So boot camp is that's what we call it. That's what we call all the trainings, all the support. VIP, they get more access to Annette, myself, and our team. So after we deliver everyone gets the education. Everyone gets that. Okay. General admission and VIP. But then after the education is shared with you, VIP, you get to hop into a call with us that's different from where general admission is. And we go deeper we do a lot of screen sharing, a lot of talking about your business. And then everyone else who isn't getting their question answered, they're learning from you and you'll learn from them. Okay. So that's what that is. And then Alex Sutton has a question with the bootcamp VIP. How long do we get access to the groups and consultations? So we have welcome party. Actually, let me go back to the schedule, Alex. I think this will help you. Actually, there's a better slide. But tomorrow is welcome party. Friday is tech day. So that's where if you need help with price labs, if you need help with Airbnb professional hosting tools, if you don't know what that is, don't worry. We do it on Friday. So this week we have 2 days of access with us. And then next week, you can see that schedule here. And then for the next week and a half, Alex, you have access to pricing clinics and our private community. Okay. So all in all, it's like 21 days of support. But everyone, by this time next week, you'll be in the thick of our pricing system. So you can get what you need in 4 days, but we just wanted to support you for a little bit longer afterwards. Is that helpful?
Mm-hmm. Googly eyes.
I love it, Googly eyes. Love to see you there.
Desi Juarez, if you haven't went live yet, I would say full steam ahead, stay in your lane, get your listing live. Honestly, I want to make sure that.
But Desi, continue to follow us here on YouTube. Get on our email list because Desi, we are planning some more education this summer. And so once you have a few bookings in the door, once you kind of you have your operations, the guest is in, the place is clean, right? Like once all that's set, then we can start digging in some of the data that you're getting from those initial bookings. So maybe not this boot camp, Desi. And so guys, like we're not just trying to sell you on this boot camp. Like the right hosts need to be there because we want to make sure that you guys are getting results. And Desi, I think it would be too soon for you, but come June, July, August, that's when we got to hit pedal to the metal and you got to get in our world so we can help you.
Confirm for VIP. Good. I love that. There's been a smattering of questions about midterm rentals. I just want to be fair and clear. We are going to specifically be teaching on short-term rentals inside the bootcamp and VIP. There are plenty of other folks that focus on that. Again, Sarah and I just want to be clear. And anyone's happy, we're happy for anybody to buy a bootcamp ticket, but we want to be clear that we won't be going over a midterm rental strategy at all in the bootcamp.
Nope. We manage midterm rentals. We could, but we just want to be very clear that is not. We focus on short-term rentals for sure. This has been so much fun. You guys are so energetic. The chat has been amazing.
No, thank you.
All of you have been great. We went way over, which is so fun.
Yeah. No, and we love all the questions too. Be curious, but we want to be fair to you that
yes,
I'm going to take care of you.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. 30 seconds. Any more questions? Put them in the chat now. Otherwise, we're going to hop off. We got to get ready for boot camp, which starts tomorrow. Little Mountain Life.
We want to see your mirror cabins. I'm very interested.
Love to get your input, especially since you're familiar with the mirror cabin. Yes, Little Mountain Life. We for everyone else, Annette and I are developing 139 acres. 139, 134. 134 acres in the Hocking Hills area, and we got 2 mirror cabins.
Yeah, so Little Mountain Life. We'll be mirror cabin friends. I'm really excited to talk to you. Need to bounce. Jeff, go back to work.
Lindsay, excited to see you all again tomorrow too and next week.
Yes,
likewise.
We will be there. We'll be right here. Awesome. I have a second rental property ready to be launched. Okay. But I think the bathrooms are kind of funky.
Patty, if you upgrade a VIP and
we can look at them, but I'm interested in the bathrooms. Bathrooms are important. So what's kind of funky? They smell kind of funky or they're configured kind of funky. What's funky? See, this is what I'm going to share with you, Patty. If that was in your copy, I would have just lost trust. I'm like, she's trying to hide something with the funky. I want to know. Oh, Desi. But I want to know what funky is. And then Desi, I want to know, you have a notebook of notes from our videos. Can you email a picture to HyattThanksForZing.com? Because I want to have that in my Google Drive so I can just see it. Desi,
that means a lot, Desi.
That's really awesome.
Tony, of course. You will still get assistance if your property is
Yes. Tony, we want you to come to the mindset. I'm going to work on your mindset. You're crushing it and don't even know it. Oh, green tub and date. Now those are they clean?
And who is your ideal avatar, Patty?
It could be cool. Like you got to lean. We got to go all the way in on this. Can we, there are some really cool places that lean in on that. So we got to see if we can make that happen.
Yeah. All right. 30 more seconds. Any other questions?
It is
yes,
clean.
Okay.
Good,
Patty. Good.
Let's get creative. Patty, you know what you do with that? That is something I would take to AI and say, how can I make this the most amazing short-term rental and use this funkiness to its advantage. Get some really good just ideas brainstorming. Okay, I think that's it. That's all. That's all, folks. It was awesome to see you guys.
This is for Desi, but also all of you. If you have additional questions, here's how you reach out to us. hi@thanksforvisiting.com. We'll answer all of your questions. We do want to make sure that the right host is at bootcamp. This is not just to get you to bootcamp at all costs. Not at all. Okay. Our reputation's on the line, right? So if we've told you that you should be there, you should be there. And we just thank you all for your time today. Thank you, Googly Eyes. Thank you, Patty.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for being here.
Yes, this was really fun.
Wonderful rest of your day.
Bye now.
Sign me up.